I have wanted to do this for over 10 years. I've collected, that's the polite terminology for hoarded, over 1,000 CDs because I really love music. Every genre. In my country, there is a problem. You know what that is? Excessive discard and obsolescence. Vinyl's made a comeback though, thank goodness. That's partially due to hipsters and music purists. That's because they're durable and pre-compression era music gives a warmth that no one can accurately describe. But compact discs? No. If you look at it the wrong way, a scratch appears and then it skips. Nobody wants that. And since I want to be like Captain Planet, who's really just a smurf that recycles that received Captain America's Super Soldier Serum or Compound V, I'm going to upcycle these discs and make some meaningful art to my nostalgic self. It's funny, the only CD wall art that I could find on the internet looks something like this. I probably would have done this in middle school, but it's time for something different. I'm aiming for an optical illusion. Up close, it's just a bunch of CDs. But further away, it reveals an image. So to keep this in classic mode for a theme, it would be neat to use a character in a game about an Italian plumber who saves a princess that's captured by a turtle in the hardcore scene. I love that game. It brings me back to just simpler times in life, which now look a lot more like this. So let's honor the two things of the past. I was gonna try and get a screenshot from the game that was played eons ago on a tube television, but that's 8-bit after all, and when you explode the view of it, you're really gonna make sure you get it right. So I'll just... Much better, but this is going to look a bit different on CDs since there's far more detail. But that's what really makes this the optical illusion from near to far. So let's see how this looks in the real world instead of just in my head, because ideas only matter when they're applied. And see, we've got boxes and boxes of just discs everywhere. Originally I did what was a 6-foot by 6-foot square, but then I realized quickly that I like the idea of framing this to be the cross beam and where this wall ends over here. So I wanted to fill in space to kind of give it the full visual impact of what's going on. So this is what the beginnings of the bullet bill look like. Let me get up here for a little more height so you can see it the way that I see it. This is basically how I ran the experiment to make sure that this was gonna look stupid. So the further away I got from it, the more it made sense with the white CDs and the black on black CD jacket jewel cases to really come up with the visual. And I'm hoping that from far away over here, once you see that on the wall, over here, it'll look interesting from both near and far. I don't have a big enough table to do 8 by 5 3/4, so this area will actually work well. Cool. Here's to getting the shot. Here's what it looks like without the negative space filled in from the other albums that'll be surrounding it on the grid. And here it is with all the discs. Yeah! Woo! Looking good. All right, I climbed up here for an even better vantage point, and boy, I'm getting excited. But then I just remembered I need to build the actual backing and frame, so... Yet again, this is some more leftover plywood from the cabana remodel. And as an added bonus, I also had some unused angle iron from years ago when building the Tesla Cyberquad. Cyberquad that didn't exist, still doesn't, at least not one that goes fast. And with the aluminum angle iron, I will use this both for structural integrity, for the plywood backing, and to have a nice, clean, minimal reveal for a frame. So it just doesn't look like a bunch of CDs unintentionally thrown on the wall like my freshman year self would have decorated in his room during that angsty emo phase. It's, you know what, it's not a phase. It's not a phase.
All right, well, this fits like a fist in the eye. All the discs are in, so I've determined that it's fully square. And since one does not simply carry an 8-foot by 6-foot frame through most doorways, it's going to be disassembled so I can bring it back inside and rebuild it in there. Let's do that.
Fuck on. Yes, hello, Remington. Captain's log. We are in here. We have an 8-foot piece of aluminum that we're going to try and get through this door. I'm going to have to eventually move this. Right now, we're going to see how I can get the sheet supply, open this place up, and get it prepped to go up on the wall. Yes! Alright, so the frame is put together. Bill is chilling over in the corner. And it's gonna go up there. There's still a slight bit of cupping that is in this piece of ply, but by the time I throw up the strapping behind it, I'll be able to anchor it to the studs in the walls. That will soften that and bring it straight and true. That way I'll be able to run my discs and it won't look, well, like a wobbly H or something of that variety. Alright, Captain's log. This thing is up, making way for new cabinetry on the wall. I'll tell you one thing, putting a sheet and a half of plywood up by yourself, not exciting, but you know, here we are. Anyways, the frame is flush, flat. I've marked out where all my studs are. I'll be continuing the same down there to wall mount the other cabinets. It's massive on the wall, regular camera size, not wide aspect ratio. You can't get the whole thing unless you get really far back. And it just frames itself out very nicely.
Well, that clearly wasn't tight enough. Just a plethora of stacked discs arranged in a way that will somehow make a 8-bit image. I'm pretty excited to see it on the wall, and I hope it looks as neat as it does in my head. Let's do the thing.
Captain's log, behind the scenes workshop here. You know what this is like? This is like that dot candy that you used to get on paper. Not nearly as delicious, but also terrible for your teeth. Anyways, I'm using these, kind of lining the disc, and then I grit it. This is what it starts to look like as we go along. But it's neat because the further you get away, the better it appears. Oh my god! These are a little exciting times for the art installations. We usually just admire the final product and don't realize how tedious sometimes things can be. This is definitely one of them. Just playing with these Velcro dots, man. Hundreds and hundreds of Velcro dots.
Alright, that'll do. I'm really thrilled about this project and how it came out, and how it makes the room look that much more complete. Let's have fun. Now name 3 songs. No, seriously, name 3 songs that you like and why in the comments, and this could be a really fun musical exchange, or a totally bad idea that incites internet arguments. I don't know, but let's try it out. Anyways, I'll see you all next week.